Good morning, beautiful. Hi, I'm Jordan James, and this is Good Deeds Buffalo. I want to thank the Hispanic Heritage Council of Western New York for sponsoring this episode and allowing me the opportunity to take the time to give back and highlight the good deeds of this city of good neighbors that often go unnoticed. On Good Deeds Buffalo, the Buffalo Western New York community will nominate someone for their good deed. This person would be involved in the community and oftentimes are a beacon of hope and kindness. At random, I will select someone to showcase and thank. Enjoy the show. On the last episode of Good Deeds Buffalo, I sat down with Manny Lezama with the Hispanic Heritage Cultural Institute to learn how he is helping not only the Hispanic community, but all minority communities here in Buffalo by leading the charge to fundraise and build a $10 million institute that will showcase the contributions of Hispanics in Western New York with art, cuisines, dance, and music. The institute will be the first of its kind in upstate New York and include a 150-seat theater, media center, learning labs, and guitar lessons. To learn more about Manny Lezama and watch our interview online, head over to gooddeedsbuffalo.tv. Now, on this episode of Good Deeds Buffalo, I will sit down and talk with Sharon Danna. Sharon, for the past several years, has dedicated her time and energy to community gardens throughout the city of Buffalo. One of these gardens is located on Avenida San Juan in the Hispanic Heritage District on the corner of Niagara and Virginia Street. It's the Keep the Momentum Going garden. Every spring and summer, Sharon beautifies the flower beds and landscape with the support of New York State DOT and Home Depot. In 2021, Sharon affirmed that the garden would be a part of the Buffalo City Garden Walk, and she did even better. She beautified 4 community gardens that made it into this year's Garden Walk. Meet Sharon right after this message.
This edition of Good Deeds Buffalo was made possible thanks to the Hispanic Heritage Council of Western New York and some of their members that include these amazing Mexican restaurants. Taqueria Rancho Las Delicias, 1516 Niagara Street in Buffalo. Dine in, enjoy a drink at the bar, pick up lunch or dinner, or have your favorite dish delivered to you. Check out the hours and menu at taqueriaranchos.com or call 882-2800. There's more authentic Mexican food at Taqueria Rancho Dos at 445 Delaware Avenue in Buffalo that some say has the best Mexican bar in the 716 with daily Mexican food and drink specials. Go online for more at taqueriaranchosdowntown.com or call 844-8847. And in Tonawanda, check out Acapulco, serving delicious Mexican favorites with drink specials for everyone in the North Towns. Acapulco is at 707 Main Street, online at acapulcotonawanda.com. Call for more info at 525-1551. Thinking of dining out? Enjoy one or all of these authentic Mexican restaurants supporting hometown culture.
Joining me now in studio is Sharon Danna. Sharon, I just wanted to say thank you for coming on the show and allowing me the opportunity to get to know you and your passion for Buffalo's gardens. Casimiro was on the show a little while back, and he mentioned to me the wonderful work you've had been, spearheading to make sure our community gardens are in the best shape possible, and I wanted to meet you to learn more.
Well, thank you. Thank you for inviting me, Jordan.
You're so very welcome. So my first question today was, when did you know you liked to garden?
We built our home, and the woman next door was very much into gardens.
Your neighbor had done something in the neighborhood and you were like, I want to learn more about that.
Right,
okay.
Right.
So why do you dedicate yourself to keeping Buffalo beautiful?
I have always had, that's part of my DNA, that when I see a problem, I always have to think about, is there anything I can do to help? And I remember going to the Extreme Makeover in 2009.
Wow, that long ago?
Yes.
Okay.
At the end of the show, they said, okay, this is fine and dandy, but what are we going to do to keep the momentum going? And I thought about all the flowers I have at home. I have about a 270-foot garden, just full of perennials, full of perennials. And I thought, is there something I can do with those perennials and maybe some of the areas that need a little bit of loving?
A little bit of TLC,
yes.
If you would say.
And so I contacted the DOT, and that's how it kind of started. Okay. And it's expanded a lot since then.
Quite a bit. Well, what does it mean to you to have your work be recognized and be in the 2021 Buffalo Garden Walk?
That was exciting. We had 4 that were
wow.
in this year. And I don't even know which one I'm the most proud of, but I think the one that's exciting for me is that there was a pastor that stopped me on the street on Grant Street, and he said,
wow.
I like what you're doing. I wish that we could have a garden like this at our church. I said, well, if you have somebody that will water it and take care of it, I will help you put a garden in. So he put one in on Massachusetts and Prospect, and that garden was put in the garden walk as well this year.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
Yes.
So you were able to land 4 gardens into the Buffalo Garden Walk this year.
Yes.
You mentioned watering it is very important.
Yes.
But can you share some gardening tips with me?
Oh, very, very important is feeding the
them.
gardens. I go through a lot of Miracle-Gro, a lot. I get a kick out of it. I have a big 30-gallon that I put in the
Oh, wow.
water
30
tank.
gallons of growing material, or,
Well,
or
no,
feeding, if you will.
Of the water tank.
Oh, wow.
And it's in the back of my SUV, and I open the tailgate, and it's got a wand, and I go from garden to garden, and
So Sharon pulls up and you just garden the beautiful flowers.
Yes, exactly. And I have Miracle-Gro in just about every single time, and people are constantly saying, like, why is the water green?
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's mulch is extremely important, but the Miracle-Gro is very important.
So you mentioned 4 gardens in this year's Buffalo Garden Walk. Which 4 were they?
Well, the one on Massachusetts and West Utica.
Okay.
That one's very special too. Then I have the one on Niagara and Virginia. And that's the one that's been sponsored by the Hispanic Heritage Council.
And Kaz and the wonderful work they're doing, yes.
I love him. Then I also have one at Goodell and Michigan.
Okay.
The one at Niagara and Goodell, actually, the DOT contacted me and said, we have a couple of gardens that have been neglected. A group put it in years and years ago. And I understand that people retire and move on. You know, they're physically not able to keep up with whatever the reason. And so that's how I got those 2 gardens.
Oh, wow. Now, you mentioned West Utica in Massachusetts. You actually have history, family history with this location.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes, that one's exciting. I drove by there for 2 years, and it was a mess. It's
Wow.
a triangle, and I kept trying to figure out what even is this? I didn't even know. So I started asking around the neighborhood, and they said, well, at one time it used to be a garden. So I just decided, okay, well, let's bring it back to being a garden. Then I found out, after I put the garden in, that my father-in-law had lived around the corner.
Oh, wow.
And he had written in his autobiography that a lot of people do when they're getting up there in years, and he had talked about playing baseball in the triangle on West Utica in Massachusetts.
The same one that you worked on and
one.
I would say beautified.
The same one, yeah.
Whoa, that is
Yeah.
just such an
Yeah.
awesome connection
Yeah.
there. And it's your way of giving back, and weirdly enough, you're giving back to your own family in that
Yes.
sense.
Yes.
So what are some goals that you were looking to achieve in the future with your gardens?
Well, sustainability
Okay.
is always huge. I keep trying to engage the community in wanting to continue to take care of them, because I'm obviously not going to be able to forever. So we have some people that have started taking care of little plots on Grant Street especially. I've met some incredible people, and they have helped me. DeAndre and Bill. Bill helps every single day that he can. He has some health issues, so he's good for about an hour and a half, and then he has to rest. But these people, they give me their all.
And they're still giving you their all, whatever they can to help you.
And we have them over for Christmas and Thanksgiving. They become part of our family.
It is wonderful. You know, it's become, you know, we're the city of good neighbors.
Yes.
And you're taking that home.
Yes.
And you get, you know, and that is so wonderful.
Yes.
So you and Kaz have a relationship, but how did you and Kaz actually meet?
Oh, Kaz is the real deal. He's genuine. So I was on Niagara Street doing the weeding and putting in plants, and this gentleman pulls over, and he gets out of his car, and he comes over and says, like, who are you? What are you doing? And I introduced myself and explained, and literally that's how it started. And he has been such a blessing. He has gotten me mulch for several years for that garden. This past year, he was responsible for putting it in the guard walk for me. He nominated, which gives also a grant. So
Okay.
we were able to put a couple trees in the garden.
So you're able to add some more
Yes.
love and,
Yes.
and life to the city.
Yes, yes, and he stops by, and we've also expanded now trying to help some of the people that are homeless that have stopped by in that area.
Okay.
So we're not just doing gardening anymore.
No, it's
We're
taken a whole
looking
new
to-
form.
Yes.
And you guys are really connecting with the community, and
Yes.
that is why I love, and I'm thankful to be able to work with the Hispanic Heritage Cultural Institute and Kaz and everybody at the Heritage Council. You know, one thing I wanted to ask you real quick before I move on to my next question was, I meant to ask this earlier, what is your favorite flower or like plant?
My favorite flower.
Yeah, I know there's probably quite a bit, but if you had to say like your favorite flower or plant.
Okay, for right now, this
Yeah.
time of season would be
Yeah.
the flax.
So right now it's the flax.
And I'm telling people out there, put Miracle Grow on it, because I have had flax that are growing forever and ever and ever.
Okay.
Yes, I have a raspberry flax that's gorgeous.
Just gorgeous.
Yes.
Okay. Now, how can our viewers watching help you in your mission to keep Buffalo beautiful?
Well, number one, please don't litter. It sounds so elementary, but it's a huge, huge issue.
Yeah.
So we have a picker-upper sticks that we use. When we garden, we have to take stuff out of the gardens. It's gotten better, but that's huge. We're always looking for volunteers. We do it literally 7 days a week,
Okay.
unless it has rained. And if it's a real soaker, I get the next day off too.
Oh wow.
But
Okay.
we're only in the morning.
Only
We
in
only
the
do it for
morning.
about 2 hours.
So you're
it's not
spending
a
every
long-
morning out there, then gardening the flowers and everything like that. So,
Yep,
you know,
that's it.
if you're watching the show, you know, do your part to not litter and keep the city beautiful. You know, Sharon is putting a lot of effort towards the gardens, and you would really appreciate that help there, right?
Very much so. And
Okay.
in all honesty, part of my overall picture, and this is what the pastor did at his church, we have a lot of perennials. Those are the flowers that come back every year.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to split them. I would love to help people put gardens in at their house, at their organizations that are on the west side.
Oh,
If
that
they
would be
can
so wonderful. They could take a
contact
little bit
me.
of the city home with them.
Absolutely.
That is such a great
Absolutely.
idea.
Including my raspberry flock even.
Ooh, okay.
Yes.
Well, that would be exciting to get a nice split of that. Now, real quick before we move on, what does Buffalo mean to you?
Everything.
Everything.
Oh my goodness, in the last, 15 years, it is a whole new Buffalo. It's exciting. I also am a little bit of a development geek.
Okay.
Okay, maybe.
So you're
a big
liking
one.
all of the development going on.
I follow all of it.
Yeah.
I follow all the developers. I go and drive by the buildings, especially because so many of them are on the east and the west side near the gardens. So, Broadway is one of my favorite streets too. There's so much potential.
Yeah,
Love
and it is
Buffalo.
exciting to see all of the development coming, one of which being the Hispanic Cultural Institute, you know. So where are you originally from in Western New York? where-
Lackawanna is where I graduated from.
Okay.
We've moved around a fair amount, but Lackawanna is where I graduated from. Now I'm in Hamburg.
In Hamburg, and do you like living in Hamburg then?
I do. People think I'm nuts that I should be living on the west side because I spend so much time there. But I worked in rural. I worked in Franklinville.
Okay.
So I always said that, I worked in Franklinville. I live in Hamburg, but my heart's on the west side.
Oh, that is so wonderful.
really
and
is.
you had mentioned earlier your family history is really in Buffalo. In fact,
Yes.
someone in your family had worked for Shays in the past. So
Yes.
really the family history is here.
Yes. My husband's grandfather and father, his father was born 1910 on Plymouth.
Oh, wow. You can learn how to help Sharon Danna and her mission to keep Buffalo beautiful online at gooddeedsbuffalo.tv. We'll be back for more Good Deeds Buffalo after this message.
This edition of Good Deeds Buffalo was made possible thanks to the Hispanic Heritage Council of Western New York and some of their members that include these amazing Mexican restaurants: Taqueria Rancho Las Delicias, 1516 Niagara Street in Buffalo. Dine in, enjoy a drink at the bar, pick up lunch or dinner, or have your favorite dish delivered to you. Check out the hours and menu at taqueriaranchos.com or call 882-2800. There's more authentic Mexican food at Taqueria Rancho Dos at 445 Delaware Avenue in Buffalo that some say has the best Mexican bar in the 716 with daily Mexican food and drink specials. Go online for more at taqueriaranchosdowntown.com or call 844-8847. And in Tonawanda, check out Acapulco, serving delicious Mexican favorites with drink specials for everyone in the North Towns. Acapulco is at 707 Main Street, online at acapulcotonawanda.com. Call for more info at 525-1551. Thinking of dining out? Enjoy one or all of these authentic Mexican restaurants supporting hometown culture.
Welcome back to Good Deeds Buffalo. I'm your host, Jordan James. We are here with my guest, Sharon Danna, to learn how she's helped the city of Buffalo and our community gardens. Sharon, for the past year, has dedicated her time and energy to community gardens throughout the city of Buffalo. One of these gardens is located on Avenida San Juan in the Hispanic Heritage District on the corner of Niagara and Virginia Street. It's the Keep the Momentum Going garden. Every spring and summer, Sharon beautifies the flower beds and landscape with the support of New York State DOT and Home Depot. In 2021, Sharon affirmed that this garden would be a part of the Buffalo Garden Walk, and she did even better. She beautified 4 community gardens that made it into this year's Buffalo Garden Walk. Now, I reached out to my friend Jessie from West Seneca, who is a 200-hour certified yoga teacher focusing on restorative and gentle yoga, and she donated a personalized relaxation session for you and 4 friends. She'll focus on simple and gentle movements to create space in your body while she connects with your breaths and she quiets your mind. I also reached out to my friends at McGregors Landscaping, and they would like to offer you a gift voucher for $75. They truly know how hard you work to maintain the community gardens of Buffalo, and they want to give you some time to relax at home while they do the job for you.
Oh, thank you so much. That is exciting.
I reached out to my friends at Herr Cares, and they love what you are doing and wanted to do something amazing in your honor. They would like to donate a $500 check to a nonprofit of your choice. You can learn more at westher.com. Who would you like to choose?
Oh, absolutely. The Hispanic Heritage Council. Kaz has been so instrumental.
Wonderful. You can learn more about the Hispanic Heritage Council of Western New York at hispanicheritage.westernnewyork.org.
That's exciting.
Thank you so much, Sharon. I really do appreciate the opportunity to meet you today, and thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Do you know someone you would like for me to highlight for their good deed on Good Deeds Buffalo? This person would be involved in the community and oftentimes are a beacon of hope and kindness. Head over to gooddeedsbuffalo.tv and fill out the quick and easy nomination form. If selected, I'll reach out to you for more information. You can learn how to help Sharon and her mission online at gooddeedsbuffalo.tv. I want to thank our sponsors, the Hispanic Heritage Council of Western New York, Yoga with Jessie, McGregors Landscaping, Herr, and WBBZ-TV. Until next time, I'm Jordan James, and this is Good Deeds Buffalo. Thanks for watching. Remember, hate is in the moment, love is forever.